At 10, Harry Greb, nicknamed the Pittsburgh Windmill, had a record of 261 wins, 19 draws and 17 losses. A 13-year professional career, which began at around £140, he became the light heavyweight champion and the middleweight champion of the world, for the record 298 times. His most notable wins would come against Tiger Flowers, Mickey Walker and Gene Tunney. Number 9, Floyd Mayweather Jr., perhaps the greatest boxer to leave the sport undefeated, a record of 50-0 and became a 5-weight world champion. A great counterpuncher with great footwork, super sharp reflexes and precise punching. This is what made Floyd Mayweather special. He also became the number 1 pay-per-view star, generated approximately 24 million pay-per-view buys, and in his career he had earned a revenue of $1.67 billion. In 2016, Mayweather was ranked by ESPN as the greatest boxer, pound for pound, of the last 25 years.
They tell me that Fowler looks good in training. That's good, cause nothing I like better than give a man a good fight. I hope to knock him out.
Number 8, Joe Louis, nicknamed the Brown Bomber, a record of 66 wins and only 3 defeats. Many would consider Joe Louis as the greatest heavyweight in the history of the sport. Holding the heavyweight crown from 1937 to 1948, that's 11 years and 10 months, made 25 defenses of his heavyweight title, and still to this day, that's a record that still stands. His most notable wins would come against Max Schmeling, Billy Conn and Jersey Joe Walcott.
The WBC welterweight champion, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Number 7, Sugar Ray Leonard. Super fast hands, great agility and a certain finesse. Sugar Ray Leonard became an Olympic gold medal in the light welterweight class in the 1976 Games in Montreal. As a professional, he had become a world champion in 5 different divisions, become the lineal champion in 3 of those weight classes, and the undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
Good! Sugar Ray would like to finish him off.
His record was a great one, 36 wins, 3 losses and 1 draw. His most notable wins came against Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns and Wilfredo Benitez. Number 6, Willie Pep, Willow the Wisp, perhaps the greatest featherweight in history, maybe the best defensive fighter too. As an amateur, he had won 62 of 65 fights, one of those losses coming against the great Sugar Ray Robinson. At the young age of just 20, as a professional, Willie Pep would become a world champion, racking up 241 fights, a career record of 229 wins, 11 losses and 1 draw. He would also go 62-0 before he suffered his first defeat. His most notable wins would come against Manuel Ortiz, Paddy DeMarco, Eddie Compo and Sandy Sadler. At 5, Henry Armstrong. His record was a very impressive one, 152 wins, 22 losses and 9 draws, 101 knockouts in them 152 wins. Henry Armstrong became the first boxer in history to hold 3 world titles in 3 separate weight classes at the same time. In 2007, ESPN would rank Armstrong at number 3 on the list of the 50 greatest boxers of all time. The man was just 5 foot 5 inches tall, and for him to achieve what he did was nothing short of special. Number 4, Roberto Duran. With the nickname Manos de Piedra, Hands of Stone, Duran was a devastating puncher, especially at lightweight. Regarded as the best lightweight we've ever seen, his record 103 wins, 16 defeats with 70 knockouts. Duran would be the second fighter in history to fight in 5 decades. He won titles in 4 weight classes and became the undisputed lineal lightweight champion of the world. After defeating Ray Leonard in Montreal, he would have a record of 72-1. He would then gain iconic status in his home country of Panama. To them, he was king. We have Duran at number 4, but in 2002, Duran was voted by The Ring magazine as the 5th greatest fighter of the last 80 years, and boxing historian Bert Sugar rated him as the 8th greatest fighter of all time. Duran would have some most notable wins against Esteban de Jesus, Ray Leonard, Ken Buchanan, Davey Moore and Iran Barkley. At 3, Manny Pacquiao, the Pac-Man.
The former flyweight world champion, former super bantamweight world champion, former featherweight world champion, former super featherweight world champion, former lightweight world champion, former light welterweight world champion, and reigning, defending WBO welterweight champion of the world, the fighting pride of the Philippines, Manny Pacquiao.
Boxing's only 8 division world champion, having won 12 major world titles, as well as being the first boxer to win lineal championships in 5 different weight classes.
Follows the jab with a hook, comes back with another jab. There's the straight left hand, and he landed it right on Hatton's chin. Coming out of the neutral corner in a hurry. Lands another right hook. Perfect right hand for Pacquiao. Another right hook. Straight left hand. Pacquiao's landing at will. Hard left hand. Hatton has to hold on. Will Hatton make it out of the round? That is boom. Oh my gosh, what a straight left hand. And will Hatton make it up from this? Can he beat the count? Is that it? And he can.
Pacquiao is also the first boxer in history to win major world titles in 4 of the original 8 weight classes of boxing, also known as the glamour divisions: flyweight, featherweight, lightweight and welterweight.
Out in Vegas at the end of round 3. Manny Pacquiao
Giving him some feints and walking right there.
and there goes the knockdown. Manny Pacquiao evens up the knockdown count as he puts
From poverty to perfection, Manny Pacquiao was an all-time great, a true legend, and still today continues to impress in the sport. He was named Fight of the Decade by The Ring magazine, became a pay-per-view star in the US, and defeated 22 champions. Those champions include Juan Manuel Marquez, Eric Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera, Timothy Bradley, Miguel Cotto.
I am the greatest.
I saw Sonny Liston a few days ago, Cash.
Ain't he ugly? He's too ugly to be the world champ. The world champ should be pretty like me.
Well, he told me to bet my life that you wouldn't go 3 rounds.
Well, if you want to lose your money, then bet on Sonny.
Oh, may I ask you
Because
this?
I'll never lose a fight. It's impossible. Tell it. It's impossible.
Never lost a fight in your life.
Ask any of my fans when was the last time they lost. I'm too fast.
Champion from
I'm
the
the
crib.
king.
King
Born
of
the
the
champ.
Born the champ from the crib. Ah!
At 2, Muhammad Ali, nicknamed the Greatest, widely regarded as one of the most significant and celebrated sports figures of the 20th century. Of course, one of the greatest boxers of all time. At 18, he would win a gold medal in the light heavyweight division in the 1960 Summer Olympic Games.
Ali moving in on London. A fuselage of punches by Muhammad Ali.
See how well the challenger rolls back from those punches. And they're slowly down.
At the age of 22, he'd become the heavyweight champion of the world, beating Sonny Liston in at the time was deemed a major upset.
Shakes him up, goes into a shuffle, lifts to the left, throws the left and the right. Williams stands his ground in mid-ring, but it's a hard left from the right to the nose.
He was involved in several historic fights, including the Thriller in Manila against Joe Frazier and the Rumble in the Jungle against George Foreman, with the latter as arguably the greatest sporting event of the 20th century. It was watched by an estimated 1 billion people worldwide. Ali defeated every top heavyweight of his era. He was named Fighter of the Year by the Ring magazine more times than any other fighter in history, a total of 6.
Watch it. And that was no phantom. That was no phantom punch. That was no phantom punch. And he's down and out.
Number 1. Sugar Ray Robinson. Robinson's performances and domination in the welterweight and middleweight divisions prompted sports writers to create the pound-for-pound rankings. Ring magazine would have him as the greatest fighter of the last 80 years. With an amateur record of 85-0, his professional record was also a great one: 173 wins, 19 losses, 6 draws and 2 no contests. From 1943 to 1951, Robinson went on a 91 unbeaten streak. He became the first boxer in history to win a Divisional World Championship 5 times. A fighter that could do it all. He truly is the greatest. The great Sugar Ray Robinson.